Hi everyone, my name is John Reel and welcome to the webinar. We're going to take a few minutes to see if anyone joins us late and then we'll get started. But if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them in the chat area and I'd be happy to answer them throughout the webinar. And we'll just hang out for a few minutes and see who joins us, and we'll get started in a couple of minutes. It's right on the hour. And there's also a bit of a delay with Google Hangouts, which is the only issue with doing any kind of webinar on Google Hangouts. I've been experimenting with different webinar systems over the last little while, and I really like the Google Hangouts platform and the different software that can be used on top of it to turn it into a real webinar platform. And the only problem is there's this slight delay, which can be maybe up to a minute. So I'll be talking and then you'll hear me a minute later, but for you it'll become kind of seamless. But I'm going to throw in a poll and just see if let's see, before the webinar, when you signed up, there was a poll and a number of people answered this. The first question was, how long have you been with Trackerly? If you haven't joined yet, or if you have joined in the last few months, or if you've been with us for years. And looking at the poll results here, what I found out was that half of the people who signed up are brand new to Trackerly. They've never used it. And a quarter of them have joined up fairly recently, and a quarter of them have been with us for years. And we've had clients with us for 9 years. So there might be people on here who really know Trackerly quite well. And part of the reason I'm doing these webinars is to practice doing webinars. And right off the bat, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is John Reel. I am the founder of Trackerly, and Trackerly is software to help you consolidate all of your marketing in one place, so you have one dashboard to track everything instead of 4 or 5 or 6 or many more, depending on how much marketing you're doing and what types of marketing you're doing. And we're going to keep adding into Trackerly to keep letting you consolidate and get rid of all those other dashboards until you have just one dashboard to rule them all, and it'll be hopefully Trackerly. So that's something that we're working on. That's our mission. But the other part of it is that we're trying to increase your revenue by doing a few different things. One is having ways for you to really understand your marketing in ways you never could before, so that you can market better. And the other way is just, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. So we've had some questions that came in throughout the sign-up process. And I'm going to make sure that I address most of those questions. And one of the questions, I'm just going to scroll over here, take a look. There's how do you use Facebook tracking code. We might have time to look at that. We're actually redoing that in the next week to make it a little bit simpler. So I kind of want to push that off for a week or two and then show you how to do it, because we're going to make it so that you can do it in like half the steps that you can currently do it in. But if you're like dying to know, let me know. And like if you're waiting on us. And there's a few people who are saying like they're new and they're not really sure what Trackerly does. And they wanted to know about the different types of links. One person was saying that they'd like a beginner's lessons on the benefits of tracking different parts of the sales process with Trackerly, and the types of tracking links to use and where to use them. So we'll briefly cover the different types of tracking links and how you can use them and the pros and cons of each one. And I've got my camera in front of my monitor. I should move that screen a little bit. There, that's better. Now, so I think we can get started. We've got 7 people on so far. It's a small group, but that's great. I'm enjoying having the practice opportunity. I'm only going to put up the recording for a week, and then we'll just have the next webinar next week. So here's some of the things that you might not know about Trackerly for the new people and for the people who've been with us for a while. There's a number of reasons to use redirect links, and Trackerly is the only system in the world where you can have every type of redirect link in one place. So instead of having to have different dashboards for different types of redirect links, they're all in one place, and they all have different uses and they all have different benefits. So we brought them all together. And every other link platform out there has been designed using the same kind of system that came out, I don't know what, in 1997 or something like that. I don't know when TinyURL, have you heard of TinyURL? You know when that came out? Well, they're all based on the same technology. And that technology was flawed then, but no one cared. No one was doing marketing on the internet back then. And it's still flawed today. And we've gone and changed how link redirects work in Trackerly so that we fixed that flaw that's been there since the beginning. And so we've done things a little bit differently, but the end result is you have much more control, much better tracking, and you can't mess up your stats like you can with any other link redirect system. So let's take a look at the different types of link redirects. And even though only one of you has filled out my little poll of how long you've been with Trackerly so far, I'm going to switch that out, and we're going to, because I know from the previous ones that about half of you haven't used it, maybe a bit over half. I'm going to switch that out, and I'm going to put up the poll on link redirects. And I've got answers from the people who already filled that in, but if you didn't fill that in, please fill that in. So I'm going to end that, and I'm going to reset this, and give me a second here, and switch it over to what kind of links you're using in your redirects. So this is going to already have appeared, and I'll get your answers in a moment. So I'm going to go through these really quickly to talk about the pros and cons of different types of redirect links. And I'm going to go with the results I have, and I'd like to, if you haven't filled it in, fill it in so that I know what you're using too. So let's start with short links. Short links are great. You can create them really quickly, and they point to wherever you want, but they have some serious flaws, and they should only really be used in certain situations because they'll hurt your conversions. They have a bad reputation unfortunately, because of Bitly, which is the big link redirect service out there. They often can go anywhere. Well, they can go anywhere. You don't know. There's nothing telling you where that link is going to go. It could go anywhere. It could go to a malware site, a spam site, or something bad, and it often has in the past. So they've got a bit of a reputation, and that reputation hurts your conversion. So you never want to use a short link where someone can see it if you can avoid it, but they're great for when they can't see it because you can make them so quick. So using them in something like pay-per-click ads is the best way to use short links. But if you have to use a short link and it's got to go somewhere where you can see it, like you're putting it on your t-shirt, you only have a few letters there and you need to use a short link, I would consider getting your own short domain that matches your brand. And then you can have short links that at least are saying, hey, we endorse this short link. It's safe. Don't worry about it. And because it matches your brand, more people will click on it. It will increase your conversions right away. So if you have to use them, I would use a short link on your own domain. And I noticed that we have a few people here who are using short links on a services domain. And that's great if you are, if you're using it in that kind of situation where no one's seeing it. But if you're using it in a situation where people are seeing your links, you should stop because that's hurting your conversions. So using a short link with your own domain is the first option, but there's better options than that as well. So the next option is keyword links. So I'm going to tell you something about one of my competitors that I'm just going to completely borrow this, and I'm going to use this all the time now because they somehow managed to do the research that I haven't been able to do in 9 years. And the reason I haven't been able to do this research is because once someone switches to keyword links, I can't convince them to do a split test between keyword links and short links because their conversions have gone up so high. So I can't give you some accurate numbers because they don't want to lose all those conversions if they go back to split tests, if they do a split test between the keyword links, which are converting higher, and the short links. but one of my competitors, and the only type of domains that they have are domains where or keyword links on a domain that you point to their service. So they have this really nice infographic, and on that infographic they say if you have a domain that sort of matches your domain, so your brand is like, my brand is Trackerly, and if I got something that was like Trackerly with 2 R's or something like that, I don't know, and use that for my keyword links because it sort of matches my domain, that my conversions will go up by 25%. That means you get 25% more leads for just changing your link from a short link on Bitly to a keyword link on a domain that sort of matches your domain. So that is a really huge thing. That's like a big raise overnight, going from 100 people to 125 people, a 25% raise overnight by changing your links. And that is the next step. But the problem with those kind of services, and I'm going to almost lump myself, Trackerly, into that, except we've fixed this problem. But the problem with those kind of services, every single one of them, is that when you go and point your domain over to that service to get those keyword links on your vanity domain — I don't know why they call it a vanity domain, I call it a necessity domain, it's so important to have keyword links on your own domain — but once you point it over there, then you have no way of taking it back. So if you ever want to put a website on that domain, you can't unless you're willing to break all of your links and have them stop working. And that's a big problem. With Trackerly, we've solved that problem. If you point your domain over to our service, we can point it back to your own web server, move all the links, they'll keep working without interruption, and then you can put a website on your domain. So that's something that we've solved in Trackerly. And by the way, every kind of link that I've talked about so far, we have in Trackerly. So we have short links on our own domains. We have short links on your own short domains that are hosted with us. And we have domains that are hosted with us. And the next type is keyword links on your own website. And I see one person is saying that they have those. And in the survey that we did before, we had a couple of people who were doing that, which is great that they're doing it on your own website. Now, keyword links on your own website are probably the highest converting link that you can put out there. And there's 3 reasons for that. The first reason is that you're endorsing the link with your actual brand. So it has your brand on the link. And if people are familiar with your brand, you've got a relationship going and they feel safe with you, that is extended to wherever you're going to send them. And people are more likely to click because they trust you. The second reason is that the keywords, and this is true with any keyword link, the keywords tell people where they're going. So you want to use keywords that draw them in, make them understand where they're going to go. And when you combine that together, you can sell people by just showing them a link. So you might have an email and they don't even read the email, they're just scanning through it and they've got your link on a line all by itself and it stands out and it says, your website / what you're going to get if you click on this link. And they just scan the whole thing and they know just from looking at your email, because it stands out like a subheading, where they're going to go, what they're going to get, and that could sell them all by themselves. Where if you had a short link or some like ugly tracking code link or something like that, they could read all your content, see that link and say, oh, I don't want to click that. That doesn't look safe. That looks like a tracking link. And that's the third reason. The third reason is the whole thing looks like a regular everyday link. It doesn't look like a tracking link. And people have an unconscious or sometimes very conscious desire not to be tracked. So if anything looks like a tracking link, you're going to get less clicks. So keyword links on your own domains get more clicks than pretty much any other type of link that you can give out that you can track, with one possible exception. And that would be domain redirects. Domain redirects is when you buy a domain, like I have a domain like gettrackerly.com, and that redirects to Trackerly. But that's not really why you'd use it. You'd use it for an affiliate link or something like that. Or if you have a really important internal promotion that's somewhere deep in your site, you might get a link that goes to that page. I use the example of Coke. Coke has hundreds of different domains that they use for different promotions. So on their Super Bowl ad, they have, I don't know, CokeSuperBowl.com or something like that, that goes to some internal page of their site. And that way they can track how well that Super Bowl ad did, because the only people who are going to it are the people who watched the Super Bowl ad. So that's a way that you can get a lot of conversions on a redirect link by giving, like, let's say you're doing an affiliate promotion and it's for Trackerly or something like that. So you get, sorry about my phone there, I thought I had it on complete mute. So you get a domain like, oh, I don't know, besttrackingservice.com, and you redirect that to Trackerly, your affiliate link, and then you have that link that you give out. So there's no keywords anymore, but it's just a short domain. It looks like you're sending someone to the real domain, the real product, and that can convert pretty high too. But you have to buy a domain for each time, or with keyword links on your website, or it's branded to your website and you've got all that trust from your website and you're getting your website all over the place instead of some secondary domain or some services domain. You can use that over and over and over again with different keywords for different promotions. So it's cheaper to do it that way. So those are the main ones. And I think, did I miss one? Oh yes, QR codes, of course. So QR codes are the other type of redirect link, and we support QR codes as well. So QR codes are used in print. You scan them with your smartphone, and it takes you to that page on your smartphone. And they have a little bit of a bad rap in North America for some reason, but they are used all the time. They're on all sorts of products. If you go into your cupboard and pick up a product, you'll probably find something with a QR code. It's actually on my bags of spinach that I buy at Costco. It has click here, but it should say scan here. Click here for more product information. You can't click a QR code, you got to scan it. I've written to them, they haven't written back. So QR codes are used by all these brands, and those brands track everything and they keep using QR codes. So from that, I surmise that they work. And that's something you might want to try experimenting with if you're doing any print advertising of any kind. I know one company that's a local company here in Guelph, Ontario, where I live, and they put QR codes on every single business card. I was going to look around and see if I had one of their cards, but I don't. And so they have a QR code, and every QR code for every employee is different. And that's how they track how many referrals that employee is bringing to their company. So, you know, all sorts of ways that you can use QR codes as well. So Trackerly supports all of those kinds of redirect links. It has short links. It has short links on your own short domains. It has keyword links where you point the keyword links to us, but you can take them back if you need to and your links still work. It has keyword links that are on your website, which are the best kind of converting redirect link you can use en masse. And so many benefits of those with the branding and just getting your name out there all the time, reminding people that you exist. And it has QR codes and domain redirects. So all 6 types of redirect links that you'll ever use. And we fixed all the problems with them. So so that's the intro to what Trackerly is at the very basic level. And as we go, we're going to keep adding other types of tracking in there so that you have just one home for all your tracking. Now, I mentioned earlier that having tracking using keyword links can increase your conversions by about 25% if you have a domain that sort of matches your brand. And I imagine if it's on your actual website, it will be even higher. And one thing I forgot to mention, by the way, is if you have multiple brands, multiple domains, you can have unlimited domains all pointing their stats and controlled from one dashboard in Trackerly. So you have this one dashboard for all your different website domains and all your different short link domains and everything. It's all together and you can see trends across all of them at once. It's pretty cool. So if you can get a 25% increase from that, there's another place where you can get a 40 to 50% increase just by using redirect links. And that brings me to why people use redirect links. And I should have created a poll for this. Some people use redirect links because of the cloaking, because they put an affiliate link and they cloak the redirect link or cloak the affiliate link by creating a redirect link. So they give out the redirect link, it redirects to an affiliate link or some other tracking code that's just too ugly to send to anyone. And that's one reason, is that cloaking. A second reason people tend to use redirect links is for tracking, because it's the only way that you can independently track all of your marketing. You can't use Google Analytics to track all your marketing or something like that. It just doesn't work. You have to use redirect links. The third reason is for control. If you have control over your links, once you put them out there, that gives you a lot of power, especially if you have evergreen marketing. I'd like to ask if, how many people are doing evergreen marketing, where they put out a PDF or something like that, and that PDF is out there, that ebook is out there for years, and it's sending traffic, and sometimes it starts sending traffic to dead links. But if you have all the redirect links, all the links in that ebook being redirect links, then you can point them somewhere else. You have that kind of control. And there's other ways that you can control your redirect links as well, like split testing them. So if you have two products that are kind of similar, you don't know which one is better or which one your audience is going to like better or which one's going to convert better, you can test all that with split testing through your redirect links. And then you send all the traffic to the winner, which everyone's more profitable or your audience likes better. A bunch of control things, passing variables through redirect links without having to actually show the variables to the user. All that sort of stuff can be done with redirect links. And the fourth reason is because they make you more money. One, like we said, 25% increase, that's awesome. And the other way is this 40 to 50% increase. And this is what is happening over the last couple of years or so, is that about half of your sales are coming from one place. And I'd love to do a poll. It's just me running this because I don't want to have someone sitting here every week while I do this. But think to yourself, do you know what that one place that 40 to 50% of all sales are coming from now? All right, the answer is retargeting. Now, if you don't know what retargeting is when someone goes to your website and you drop a cookie, and then you use a retargeting service to show ads to the people who came to your website. So it looks like they're being stalked. They're going all over the web, and there's your ad, and there's your ad again, and there's your ad. And it looks like you have this $1 billion marketing budget, but really you're just marketing that one guy or one person who came to your site, or however many people came to your site, and they're just seeing your ads over and over and over again, getting that message in. And that, as you refine it and get it really optimized, accounts for 50% of your sales. So if you're not doing retargeting, you're losing out 50% of your sales right now. So when you take into account that with using a better kind of link, for those people who are using short links and or keyword links on a domain that doesn't match your brand, if you go and switch that over to keyword links on your redirect link, keyword links on your own domain name, your own website, so it matches your brand, that's going to increase your conversions on your marketing by at least 25%. Everything varies, depends on what you're doing, but those are the numbers people are seeing. And then on top of that, if you go and add retargeting campaigns into the links, so as somebody clicks a link and goes to an affiliate link or something like that, you can retarget them in the link as they're going to that affiliate link, and then you can keep sending them ads for that affiliate product through your affiliate link. That's something else you can do with affiliates, with Trackerly, and not many systems can do that. So you take that 25%, and then you add another 40 to 50% conversions on top of that. That right there doubles your sales. Just by changing your link, you double your sales. So highly recommend switching over to keyword redirect links on your website for all of your marketing, or for domain redirect, direct domain redirect links for really important promotions, and then adding on that extra retargeting, especially if you're doing affiliate links, because retargeting typically works when they land on your site. But if you're sending them to an affiliate link, they're going to retarget them. You can guarantee it. If they've got their stuff together, they're going to retarget them. But you can retarget them as well, because you sent that traffic. You want to get that sale. You can increase your chances of getting that sale by retargeting by double, 50% increase. So that's the beginning of what Trackerly can do, and it can do a lot more, and we're continually adding to it. And I'll show you how to do the retargeting. Probably in a couple of weeks, we'll do a video on that, because we're going to simplify it. We're cutting out half the steps, and I'd rather just do it once then. But if anyone's like dying to know, let me know. And I'm just going to take a moment, take a little breather here, and go over to the chat and see, yes, Bill's doing Evergreen. Dennis is trying to sign up. Do you need to put in your credit card account for a free account? No, Dennis, you do not. It is 100% free, the free account. You don't need to put in your credit card. What happens is you get a month of tracking, and there's limits on how much tracking you can do. But you get short links, you get QR codes, and if you want to put in, quote unquote, vanity domains, and again, I call them more like necessity domains. You got to have those. So if you want to put those in to have keyword links on your website, or on your short domain that is branded to you, or on a domain that you point to us and later on you can bring back, that's $5 a month per domain. So you can have everything for free, or you can add on $5 a month to get a domain. So if it's a great way to start if you're doing that. So Casey is asking, can we have some examples? Casey, examples of what in particular? I'm going to give you a demo. I'm going to show you how to track things, how to track webinars, because I've been playing with this new webinar software. It's called Webinar Jam, but don't go there. I'm going to show you how to do something kind of cool as one of the examples, and I'll do that right now. So one of the things you can do, and this is my first time using Webinar Jam, and I used another piece of software for last week's webinar that works with Google Hangouts, and it's really good. I was really happy with it. Then I discovered Webinar Jam, and I'm like, okay, this is better. And I'm switching over. It's the only downside of Webinar Jam is it's a year up front, but it works out to being much cheaper, and there's no limits, where the other software would limit it. It was a big limit. It was 5,000 people, but still it was a limit. And where with Webinar Jam, there's no limit. And I'm really impressed with Webinar Jam. The only other issue is, of course, anything where you're doing Google Hangouts, there's going to be a bit of a delay, which is kind of annoying if you're trying to do real-time polls, but you can get around it, as you see I'm doing. So not a huge deal, and for the price, it's awesome. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you my affiliate link for Webinar Jam. I don't promote much. In fact, I hardly ever promote anything. But anytime I do promote, all the proceeds from that will go straight back into making Trackerly better, so that we can add more resources. I'm looking forward to hiring a new programmer soon, and we're going to be doing a really big webinar in a few weeks with 1,000 people. So I'm getting my practice in, and I'm not really super salesy. I'm more technical. So I've got a friend who's going to help with that, and we're going to hopefully hire a new programmer right after that, so we'll be able to get things done even faster. So I have a link, and I'm going to show you a neat trick. So one of the things that you can do, and I want to share my screen. I'm going to share a part of it and see how this works, because I don't want to get like a feedback loop with my video in the video and the video and the video, and have like some kind of temporal anomaly happen. I'm careful about those sort of things. So I'm going to see what we can do here to see if I can do a partial screen share. Can I do that? No. All right. So we'll see what happens as I do this. So I'm going to share this, and yep, there's the anomaly happening. Oh well. And I'm going to go over to Pop-ins, and I'm going to show you a neat little trick. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to create an offer. And I'm going to say this is for Webinar Jam. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is my affiliate link. Please use it. And Webinar Jam is awesome for doing webinars. Check it out. Whatever. Oh, that's just okay. So there could be an image. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to skip that. Text in the button is by Webinar Jam. Now, here's the neat part. I have an affiliate link that I've set up, and it's a redirect link, of course, that I set up in Trackerly. And I'll show you that in a second. And what I've done is I've created this link, and it's Trackerly/tools/webinars. That's the link. That's the only link that exists. But I'm not going to use that link. I'm going to do this on the fly. I'm not logged into Trackerly yet, and I'm going to create this link. So http:// right, Trackerly/tools/webinars. So there it is, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to put a dash, and I'm going to put in the name of this webinar. So whatever is this, June, I have no idea what day this is, June 11, 2015. I'll put a dash in there so I can read it. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm creating an instant copy using Trackerly of my redirect link to Webinar Jam. So what, oh yeah, you can't see me now, that's right. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna go to Webinar Jam when I say display the offer, but when you click on it, it's going to use this link that I just created right now by creating this offer. So I'm displaying the offer, and that's of course, I've been talking for long enough that the delay is, hopefully you know why this thing just appeared, and it's part of the demo, but I encourage you to click that so that I can show you the next thing. So I'm going to pop into my dashboard, and I'm going to log in. And give me a couple of seconds here. Whoops. Okay, so I am setting this up here. I'm just going to shrink this window a little bit, and I'm going to increase this one, and I'm going to sort. Okay, so I'm in. I will switch over to that screen. So I'm just going to switch over to the dashboard and share. Okay, so this is my dashboard, and I'm going to sort things by newest created. And of course, my camera is right in front of what I want to look at. So no one's clicked on it yet, so I'm going to click on it. And you'll see that it oh, you can't see that because it's another screen, but when I click on that, it opens up, thankfully, in a new tab, and it goes to Webinar Jam Studio, just like I said it would. And when you look at here, in a few seconds, it's going to appear here as the newest created redirect link. So it updates every 30 seconds on the dashboard, so just give it a couple of seconds. And you'll notice that there's a bunch of other webinar related things, and I'm going to show you this stuff in a second because this is really kind of cool, and this is the topic of the webinar for today. So just biding our time for a couple of seconds, and feel free to click on that affiliate link as well, because it'll show you this feature, and you'll see that it works, and then you'll see the clicks showing up in here as more people click on that link. So even if you're not going to buy, just click on the link so that we can demonstrate this feature. And then if you do buy, it'd be great, because that'll you're hearing it from me, and then we'll use those resources to help increase the features in Trackerly. So why isn't it showing up yet? Have I? Oh, you know why? Because I've got a search here, and I'm not sure that's necessary searches. Okay, there it is. So copy of Webinar Jam. So that was created automatically. I didn't create that. It's got 4 visits. So one of them was me, 3 of you clicked. If you keep clicking on there, you'll see it. I'm going to click on it again just to get it to make sure that it goes up in a second. And that's an instant copy. So that's something that you can do whenever you have a link that you want to put out there and you want to track an individual use of that link without having to go and set it up in advance. So you just saw it went up to 6 people. So people are clicking on the link and I know that they clicked on it during this webinar. And if I go over and I click add to graph, and I can just hide the other graphs because I want to be able to see this. I'm going to switch this over to the last 20 minutes. And I can see the traffic coming in and how many people have clicked on it. So this is something that you can do with any type of redirect link. And we're going to show you, I'm going to show you another example of how to do that right now. So that's the first thing that we can do for tracking our webinars. And that was the subject of this particular webinar, is how to track your webinars in Trackerly so that you have all of your tracking from your webinar in with all of your other tracking that you're doing. So it's all in one place. So how do we do that? I'm gonna go back over to Webinar Jam, and I'm gonna show you a few other things that you can track, and then we'll actually set it up live. So give me a couple of seconds here. I'm gonna stop screen sharing. Hi there again. And I'm going to go and find my Webinar Jam membership area here. I've got it shrunk down so that I could see things. I'll expand it a little bit, and I'm going to share that. So let's see if this works. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to share this screen here. Share. I'm going to switch over to that tab. Okay, so now I'm in Webinar Jam Studio, and I've got this demo webinar that I set up, and I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go and edit it, and I'm going to go over to integrations. And it'd be great if I could just click over here to integrations, but you can't, so you got to just go save and next, 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 and next. And the third option here in integrations is to integrate a third-party tracking system. And that's what we're going to do right now, because Trackerly is the third-party tracking system. And one of the options is my custom tracking image pixel. So I'm going to pick that. So we have 4 things that we can track in Webinar Jam along with our offers. So we've already got our offers being tracked. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop for a second. Hi. Whoops, wrong button. I'm going to share my whole screen. There we go, share. So I've got my dashboard on the side over here. We can see the clicks coming in, and over here I've got my 4 different options. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over to my dashboard, and I'm going to create a new redirect link. And for this, I've got all my different types of redirect links I can make, my branded keyword links on my own domains that I've pointed to Trackerly, or my domains that I've got on my website, my actual website domains. I've got my branded short links and my standard short links, so branded to my own domain or standard. And if it's got the little cloud, that means it's branded to you. This is branded to us. Domain redirects in a cloud because it's on your domain, and then QR codes. So I've got all my choices there, and I'm just going to use a standard short link. And just to show you this, by the way, I've got all these different domains that I can put things on that I've set up, and you can set up a new domain by clicking over here, and you've got keyword website, which is like on your own website, and that takes 2 minutes to set up. You don't even have to leave Trackerly. We've got our own automated installer, so you can set it up in 2 minutes, no problem. Keyword domain redirect, where you point it to us, which takes a couple of seconds, but it can take 24 hours or 48 hours for the domain to propagate, to point to us. And then branded short domains, which are the same sort of thing as this. So you have to point the domain to us. So, oh yeah, I don't have a back button here. That'd be useful. Let's try that again. So new redirect. And now I'm going to give this a reference name. So this is going to be Webinar Jam Test. And so this is my test webinar that I'm creating. And I'm going to create a short link. Nope, not a branded one. I'm going to create a short link here. I'm going to put this into testing webinar, just creating some groups to keep this organized. I'm going to skip over all this optional stuff, and I'm going to tell it where to go. And I've already set up a generic tracking pixel used everywhere, and that's where I'm going to send it. So a tracking pixel, if you don't know what that is a 1x1 empty transparent pixel. And you can just create that in like whatever, Photoshop, or I'll put one up that you can download somewhere. It's super easy. It took me like 2 seconds to make this. I just opened up Photoshop, said make a new file that's 1x1 transparent, and then next thing I did was just save it to the web as a web file, like a ping, and I uploaded that, and it's on my server. So I've already got it. It exists. If I click on it, you'll see it will go to pixel.png. It's a 1x1 image. So I've got that image. That's my tracking pixel. So I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to click copy to clipboard, and I'm going to close this, and I'm going to use it over here. So we're back in Webinar Jam, and I'm going to just paste this into all 4. So here's the funny thing. It says right here, you must insert a unique tracking pixel for each page of your webinar. And what these different pages are is I can track how many people land on my registration page, how many people, no, can't select it. How many people go to the post-registration page, the thank you page. So they landed on the thank you page, and then they filled it out and they land here. So I can compare those 2 numbers and see what my conversion is between people landing on my registration page and actually filling it out. And then we have how many people actually go to the live room and watch the webinar like you are now. And then I can see how many people go to the replay page. So I've got all that, but I can't use the same thing, because if I use the same thing, all those numbers will be combined into one, and I won't know in Trackerly what the real results are. So I'm going to get interesting here. I'm going to put a dash, and I'm going to create an instant copy. I'm going to say it's webinar. Actually, I'll say it's a weekly webinar, and I'll give it a date, June 11, 2015, and this is the registration. You get the idea? I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to use it here, and I'm going to say that this one is the thank you. This one is the live, and this one is the replay. And save. That was quick. That was me explaining it all, and that was super quick. If you were to do that normally, you'd have to put in 4 different redirect links, set them all up in advance. I didn't set any of them up in advance. I just created one redirect link that I'm using over and over and over again. So, and I could have used the same redirect link that I created before for the last webinar. And now I'm going to show you what that kind of looks like. So if I save, confirm, I almost forgot to confirm, and click save and save and save and save and save, and then I'm finished. Now, if I go over here to my test thing and I go to the attendee link, and okay, I got it, and I get this link, control copy, and I'm going to go back to my Hangout. I'm going to, I don't want that. Let's see. I want to be over in Webinar Jam Studio. Where's the link we're supposed to click? Okay. So, Dudley, you missed the whole training. One of the cool things, Dudley, by the way, sorry, just a quick aside to answer some questions. Dudley, there'll be a replay. And you can actually rewind and do the whole thing, but you may as well just stay with us right now and see what you got, and then you can rewind it later. Okay, we'll have yeah. I probably have because this is such a high resolution. If you've got a low resolution screen, okay. Okay, we'll come back to questions in a minute. I'll finish what I'm doing. So I'm going to create another pop-in. I'm going to remove that offer. And I'm just so you can have this link and we can click this, I'm going to create a new offer on the fly. And I'm going to click that button, So test my, what is it? This is my registration page. And click me, paste. So this is the registration page that they gave me. Now, normally I would use a redirect link for this, but I'm not going to for this, and I'm going to have it there. So when you click this, it takes you to my test webinar that I set up. And over here, we're going to see that this is the test that I did before when I just clicked it a moment ago to show you the pixel. But in a moment, we're going to see that click appear, and it's going to have the new name. So just like this one has tool/webinars June 11, that's my link that I created for the webinar. And I could go in and edit this and give it a unique name. Instead of copy of Webinar Jam, I could say where I used it, but I don't need to because it's right there. And you just saw that link come in. It says copy of Webinar Jam test webinar. And you see the link says webinar, weekly webinar, June 11, 2005, registration page. And if we scroll down a little bit, and you'll see here, I've got the same sort of thing set up already. So I have my registration page for this thing right here. And oh, wait a minute. Oh, because I've got it to the last 20 minutes, right? So let me set this to the last 7 days. And I'll just go to webinar only. And so here we have my thank you page, my registration. Here's my registration page. It's got 42 visits. Then I've got my thank you page. It had 23 people. And then I know that there's 15 people who have actually come to this webinar that we're doing right now. So this is a graph. And if I were to graph that and look at it, I can see when those people are coming in live to this webinar that we're doing right now. So that's the sort of tracking that you can have. And it's exactly the same thing I just did a moment ago. I set up on the actual real live webinar, but I can see 3 people went to the registration page on the one that this test one that I just created. So, and if people were to register for some reason, if you do, nothing's really going to happen. I don't know what'll happen because this is just a test one, and I actually marked it as a test one. But if you do register and fill that out and all that, then I will see those clicks come in, and we'll see those clicks come in live. So that's one of the ways that you can track all of your marketing. So we're tracking how many people go to register, how many people actually registered, how many people showed up, how many people see the replay, and how many people click on each of our offers, and we have it all tracked live in one place. So later on, when I've got the replay going and people are clicking on offers in the replay, I don't have to go over to Webinar Jam stats. I can track everything in Trackerly along with all of my other marketing. And in fact, if I wanted to, I could go and make a Webinar Jam, would be the search, and I could put a few things in here to graph. So I could graph I could graph that. I could graph my thank you page and the registration page, and I can sort of compare them, change it to the last, today, whatever. I see exactly what time people are clicking, and then I can save this as a report. So I'll save it, and I'm going to save this as Webinar Jam. And then whenever I want to check my Webinar Jam stuff, so if I go and clear this and I remove all these and set it back to sort of the default of all time, so this is sort of where you start off, then I can just go reports, load search, Webinar Jam, and I'm right back to where I left off. So I can really quickly track different types of marketing in one place without having to go to a whole lot of work of setting things up. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to over here. Hi everyone, nice to see you again. Or I guess I can't see you. It'd be nice if I could. That'd be quite lovely. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to go over to the chat. So I'm gonna now take a look at some of the questions, see if there is anything I can answer still. And it's almost been an hour, so that's awesome. I'm kind of on time, and love to get your feedback, because again, I'm not really a webinar kind of guy. I'm making this all about the tech. I'm not really trying to do a sales job, but I'm trying to inform you of what we're doing, and hopefully you're getting some value out of this as well. So let me know what you think. I'd love to get your comments. So I'm just going to go through the questions and see if there's anything that I've missed. So Dudley, I'm sorry that the text was too small. I'll work that out. I think what I need to do next time is shrink it down to a smaller area and not try and show all at once. So lesson learned. Thank you very much. And hopefully in the replay you'll be able to zoom it out and see what's going on. So sorry about that, Dudley. And let's see. Bill's asking, would you speak to a methodology to utilize a static QR code to redirect changing the endpoint each week? Or, ooh, I love this question. So what Bill is asking is, can we set it up so that you have a QR code where every week it changes where you're pointing? So you scan, I don't know, put it on a fridge magnet, you got a QR code and it says, each week, scan this QR code for a new offer, something like that, right, Bill? So you do that, and you want to change a destination. That's super easy to do in Trackerly, and I've been planning this feature called scheduled offers. So if it's something that is exciting to you to have that kind of scheduled offer idea, go into the forums, which are brand new, so nobody's in them at all yet, and get it started and say, put that in as a feature request that you would like scheduled offers, and people can vote on it, and then we'll see what order we do it. The idea of scheduled offers is it would automatically do this every Monday for you, but otherwise you can just go in. So let's just go do it. Oh, right, I need to share my screen. So hold on, I'll share my screen with you. Share. So now I'm just sharing the Trackerly dashboard, so hopefully it'll be a little easier to see for Dudley. And I'm going to go and create a new redirect link. And I'm going to call it my weekly updating QR code. I'm going to make a QR code. And I'm just going to put this into my testing group because I don't really need it. Next. Skip over all this. I'll talk about this other optional stuff at some other time. And then I'm going to pick a destination. Now, I don't have a destination set up, but what I could do is I could set up a whole bunch of destinations in advance. So, or I can just do it at the time. So I'll just click new destination, and I'm going to say that this is going to be going to, I don't know, offer about skincare. I don't know, number 1, whatever. And then I would put in my destination, so www. Hold on, skincare products. All right, so I would go and grab this one, control copy. That would be my affiliate link, I'm sure. And then I would just stick that in there. And I could put in groups to describe this. So I'm going to say it's a skincare product. And then later on, I can go and say, show me all my destinations that are skincare product destinations and how much traffic's coming to them and where that's coming from and stuff like that. So that helps me organize things. And then I'm going to click save. And then it's already selected. I just click save again because I could actually select multiple things and do a split test like that. But I don't know if you noticed, it said create split test when you select multiple things. So I've got that, I click save. So now I've got a QR code that goes to that offer. So I give out this QR code, I just right click on it and copy image, and I paste it into my Photoshop thing when I'm making my document, my card, my ad, whatever. And then I just go point to a different or a new destination. So I click this, and then I can click something else. Or I can create a new destination. So I could just say, what's the next thing here? Copy link. new destination, skincare offer number 2, get that in there. Skincare product, because I created that, save. So as soon as I hit save, now it's going to go to that new destination. And I'm not going to change any other redirect links. I could point other redirect links there too. So that's basically all it is to it. You can really quickly change where something's pointing to. And then if I wanted to cycle through them, so you know, I only have 10 different products, and every 10 weeks I start over again, then I can just go and select the first one, save. And then I can just really quickly send it over there, and it'll show me how much traffic is going to it, and I can see the graphs bump up every 10 weeks for each product and shift over. It'd be kind of cool. So that's how you do that. I'm going to stop sharing, come back here, and Bill, yes, you're doing Evergreen. I'm a little bit behind on the chat. Dennis, trying to sign up, and no, you don't need to put in a credit card. I already got that. And Casey, you're asking for some examples. Hopefully I've covered that now, but if you've got any further questions on what you'd like to see with an example, let me know. And if I've got a couple minutes, I can cover it right now, or I can cover it in another call or offline. We can do an email. You can email me at any time at help@tracker.ly. Chances are I'll be the one who answers you, especially if you've got a question on use or anything like that. And it looks like, oh, I see. The new questions are at the top. So Simon, is Trackly asynchronous, and does it not create a lag getting to the target URL if it's busy? Awesome. I'm so happy you asked that question, Simon. We did a massive amount of research and development. We spent years perfecting all sorts of different technology to solve all sorts of problems. So normally when you do a redirect link as running off of your own website, what happens is it will first log the click, then it will do the redirect link. And that logging creates the delay that Simon is asking about. Well, what we did is we've done it like what you're saying. So it's asynchronous. I believe that would be the right thing. So it creates a background task, even though we don't have like a cron or anything running like that. We came up with all sorts of really cool solutions. So it creates a background task that will send that data over to the server in the background while it does the click first. So that makes it go much faster than it would with other software. Bill, may I incorporate or associate call tracking phone numbers with respective Trackly URL? If so, then how? Let me get back to you on that. I think we can do something like that. I've been talking to people about stuff like that, but I haven't really done a lot of research into call tracking. But I will get back to you on that. So if you want to shoot me an email at help@tracker.ly, Bill, I will get you an answer to that particular question, and maybe we'll do a demo of it in a future call. Casey, more slides in the presentation explaining with what you're presenting with examples. Okay, all right, good point. Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate that feedback. I'm going to work on that. Part of it is I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to say until I'm doing the presentation, because I'm basing it on answered questions, but you're right, I'm going to be repeating the same sort of stuff over and over again, so I can have little segments. So awesome feedback. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. Thanks. So I think I've covered all the questions, and I hope you appreciated that. I hope you got something out of that, and I hope you get why we're making Trackly and what we've done here. It's quite unique and unlike anything else that's on the market. There's nothing else that can have multiple websites, redirect links on multiple websites, all managed from one dashboard. This is the only software that does that. There's nothing else that can have all those different types of redirect links in one place. So we're really trying to consolidate it so you don't have multiple dashboards. So thanks. And Casey, i.e. showing links with examples versus the other. Right. Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Casey. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll stay on for a couple of seconds. Bill, what's the email again? The email is help@tracker.ly. So just help@tracker.ly. Anything at tracker.ly will get through to me. So yeah, help@tracker.ly. It will go straight into our ticketing system, and we can track it and make sure that you get a response. So, and thank you, Simon, for the feedback. That was very useful. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to get any more feedback of what you thought. If you think that what we've done is valuable, and if you're thinking of signing up, if you understand more of how to use it, yeah, love to get your feedback. Again, you can email me at help@tracker.ly. And thanks very much. I'll stay on the chat for a little bit longer if anyone's got any more questions. Thanks very much. Bye for now.